clean as the wind that blows behind
Act
the
2.
reins.
Zen Shmen.
Free as the
Here's something that was written back when people rode horses, because they mostly had no choice. The middle of the 19th century, a quarter century before the invention of the light bulb. Most people lived on the farm or in small towns. And yet America was already so big and changing so fast and so unprecedented and alarming that already people were worried that modernity and all that came with it was making it hard to think properly, to feel properly, to really live. Here's the reading. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to live what was not life. I wanted to live deep, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms. And, if it proved to be mean, why then to get to the whole and genuine meanness of it, and publish its meanness to the world. Or, if it were sublime, to know it by experience, and be able to give a true account of it. This is Henry Thoreau, from his book Walden, published in 1854. It is a clean line of heritage from this to the voluntary simplicity movement and so many other movements really today, which seek to shed all the stuff that clutters our lives, fills our heads. Here's Thoreau again. The nation is cluttered with furniture and tripped up by its own traps, ruined by luxury and heedless expense. It lives too fast. Men think that it's essential that the nation have commerce and export ice and talk through a telegraph and ride 30 miles an hour. But whether we should live like baboons or like men is a little uncertain. Here's my favorite passage from Thoreau. It's especially appropriate for this week, for any week, really, in which people are obsessed with the news. What I love about it is simultaneously provocative and completely reasonable and, at the same time, from my perspective, almost totally nuts. He writes, I am sure that I have never read any memorable news in a newspaper. If we read of one man robbed, or murdered, or killed by accident, or one house burned, or one vessel wrecked, or one steamboat blown up, or one cow run over on the Western Railroad, or one mad dog killed, or one lot of grasshoppers in the winter, we never need read of another. One is enough. If you're acquainted with the principle, what do you care? For a myriad instances and applications. To a philosopher, all news, as it's called, is gossip, and they who edit and read it are old women over their tea. Yet, not a few are greedy after this gossip. News which I seriously think a ready wit might write a 12-month or 12 years beforehand, with sufficient accuracy. As for Spain, for instance, if you know how to throw in Don Carlos and the Infanta, and Don Pedro and Seville and Granada from time to time in the right proportions, they may have changed the names a little since I saw the papers, it will be true to the letter, and give us as good an idea of the exact state or ruin of things in Spain as the most succinct and lucid reports under this head in the newspapers. And as for England, almost the last significant scrap of news from that quarter was the Revolution of 1649. Well, we move on. One of the difficulties with simplifying your life is that people are complicated. So simplifying your life often means cutting yourself off from people, which can be complicated in and of itself. Ethan Waters has this story.
A couple of years ago, my best friend Larry left his life in San Francisco to study Zen at a monastery in the mountains near Los Angeles. What made his decision so unsettling was that Larry used to be me. We lived in the same flat, we had the same friends. We were both writers, we wrote for the same magazines. For me, this life was a blessing. Larry said